Hey, Blue Table fans! I've got some clients who are building Necron's army, so I'm making this video for them with some basic Necron tips from someone who's been pummeled repeatedly, but has definitely learned a lot. First off, you got to learn the game, pay attention, not forget things, and it's really a lot, especially if you have a chess clock going, which I highly recommend. Each person gets 90 minutes, a 3-hour game. It eliminates a lot of the messing around. So I'm just going to talk about some of the units and give you some advice on what to buy. Number one, for your HQ, you're going to want Yodel Catacomb Command Barge. And the reason for that is for 40 points more, I'm sorry, I've got to keep my finger on the pulse for a client. Yep, I got 10 minutes to do this video. All right, so Catacomb Command Barge is definitely the center of it because you have a tough Necron overlord who has mobility, fly, extra toughness and wounds. You get so much for those extra 40 points over the guy on foot. And guess what? He gets Lookout Sir as well. So he still gets to hide amongst the regular guys. There's really nothing bad about it. The only thing is the Catacomb Command Barge can't take the better of the weapons. So he's not really a close combat guy. But you can shoot in melee now in 9th edition, so definitely get him Staff of Light. Not Staff of Light. There's the Voltaic Staff is a good piece of war gear for him. An Overlord on foot is nice to have. There's a lot of great models out there. Some people swear by the Chronomancer. You see them in one of them in at least every competitive list. He's tough to get because he's in the Pariah box, but you can convert one pretty easily and no one will give you a hard time about it. 3 Plasmancers operating as a group is quite an investment, but I've heard that it's pretty good. You bubble wrap them in scarabs. Necron Warriors, this is the backbone of your army, most armies. 3 units of 20. Now, I've seen a lot of armies recently hitting top competitive tiers where they run Immortals. They run between 5 and 10, sometimes 7 or 8 Immortals. And I've started looking at the Immortals and really liking them. Basically, a Necron Warrior is 13 points. An Immortal is 17 points, last I knew. And but the Immortal has an extra toughness, an extra armor, and definitely has better shooting power. And they only have 1 wound, which can be bad, except when it comes to reanimations. Their maximum size is 10, so if you keep the heat on, you can run Immortals. Reanimator, no. Hexmark Destroyers, some people swear by them. I love them. They're backfield troublemakers, and they can be really cool. You give them the Gauntlet of Conflagration, which is a pistol. You can shoot it with all their other pistols, and since they're a character, they can take that. Costs 1 command point to give them that relic. Lichguard, by the way, I'm hitting the good stuff here. Lichguard, people love them. The models are great. You get them with shields, so they're like super tough. They can hit hard. Personally, the times I've played them, which have only been a couple times, they didn't do that great. They just got shot up. And due to low model size, you can't, low unit size, they can easily shoot them off the board. No reanimations because they killed the entire unit. All right, Flayed Ones, I want to try these. I just painted some up. They're, again, backfield troublemakers. They're infantry, so they can score a lot of those secondaries for you. Crypto Thralls are amazing. I absolutely love them. Obviously, if you take a Chronomancer, you want to take at least 1 unit of these. I usually take two pairs, so 2 and 2, and live long and prosper. Do it right. All right, Crypto Thralls. They are really, really good, and they're great backfield defenders. They're great screeners. A lot of good things to say about Crypto Thralls, and they're easily accessible because of the Indomitus box. You can find them. Scorpic Destroyers, you see those in a lot of competitive lists, and quite frankly, they're pretty good. You do have to learn all their nuances, what stratagems can be used with them, but they do hit hard. The models are easily accessible, still pretty cheap. Triarch Stalker, awesome, great unit. So here's what you do. You got a unit of 20 warriors. You give them My Will Be Done, so they hit on 2-ups. There's something, I can't remember offhand, there's something that gives them reroll ones. Is the Triarch Stalker gives them that. Yes, that's right. So hitting on 2s, reroll ones. Triarch Stalker, if the beam hits them, the heat ray, or any of its weapons, hit an enemy unit, they get like a mark, a targeting thing. What is it called? Targeting relay. And you reroll hit rolls of 1. Well, on a 2+, that's all your misses. So you're firing 40 shots with this blob of 20 Gauss Reaper warriors. Yes, I say it that way. And you're only going to miss 1 or 2. You're going to be rolling like 38 wound rolls with strength 5. So there's nothing not to love. And the Triarch Stalker has a big footprint. And weirdly, it doesn't have a base. So as far as I know, you can put the warriors kind of under it. So it gives you like some options. And I've looked and looked, and as far as I can tell, you can do that. All right, let's keep going. Nightbringer. I think it went up in points a little bit. It's kind of a must-take. I took it all the time, but quite frankly, I've been thinking of spending that 370 points elsewhere these days. Some people swear by the Silent King. They get the Void Dragon. I can't really speak to that. Obviously, internally they're pretty good. Scarab Swarms. I only started experimenting with those recently, but you definitely need them, and they prevent your guys from getting charged. They fly, so they only do melee attack. They're just troublemakers, so you can just get them out of melee really easy. They're a tar pit. They can, with objective secured from the Eternal Conquerors, I think it is, dynasty thing, that makes the whole army obsec, which by the way is hugely powerful. It's kind of a must-take. The Scarab Swarms are really good. There's nothing not to love about Scarab Swarms. Tomb Blades can be great for objectives. I've seen Canoptic Race. I was pretty unimpressed, and I was going to give them the thumbs down, but I've seen them in every top list coming out, so they must be doing something well. Are they infantry? No, they're beasts. Weird. Let's see here. Doomsday Ark versus Canoptic Doomstalker. The Doomsday Ark did have a points reduction recently, so you see those doing well. And you want to, you want to look at things in terms of their footprint as well. In terms of screening off your backfield, which you need to do, because otherwise people will deep strike things in there, and then you're going to crumble part way in the last part of the game because you're going to lose your backfield. So the Doomsday Ark has a lot going for it in terms of its massive, massive, massive footprint. Oh my gosh. And but the Doomstalker is pretty cool. It's a little, people are unclear a little bit on how its Overwatch ability works. I love it. I love the model. I don't even run it up with the warriors anymore. I just put it on top of the tallest building I can, just have it shoot, and people they kind of lose their minds over it. Like they have to kill that. Monolith could a hit and a miss, a swing and a miss. The Monolith is an awesome model, and some people, I've seen some lists where people are running like 4 of them, and that would really be tough to deal with. I love them, and I'm definitely going to field mine in the future, certainly in fun games. All right, guys, that's all I got to say really quick about the Necron book. Some of the ways you should go. The units that I touched on, those are kind of like the ones you're going to want to look at the most when doing your list. But there are Necron armies cracking the top 10s and the top 5s of giant tournaments. I think Orlando recently, is it Orlando? They had 160 people. Necron's taking 4th. So, obviously there's something there. All right, thanks for tuning in.